Now, for the way it is by now, our viewers know the drill. 90 seconds, as many questions as possible as we can get in. The goal is 3 each, so 6 total. My first one for you centers on ASU football. Manny Wilkins was the team's leading rusher in game number 1. He's also the team's quarterback. Is that a cause for concern?
Plain and simple, no. Sun Devil Nation should not be concerned. Instead, they should praise the dual threat nature of their starting quarterback. Manny Wilkins played great. Todd Graham said in this first game he wants to establish a run presence, and they did. Along with Manny, 4 other players found the end zone in run-type plays, so just be happy. On to you from the football field. Last week's football field to this week. Let's talk about Texas Tech. I want a prediction from you, over or under 450 yards for the Texas Tech Red Raiders offense.
It's an easy answer for me. I'm going to go way over. ASU taking on an air raid offense, and Patrick Mahomes, Texas Tech quarterback, has been compared this week to Magic Johnson. In his prime, Magic Johnson, he was a big guy, he was ultra fast. Same thing with Mahomes, and ASU secondary already isn't very good, and now with injury questions, it's a recipe for disaster this weekend. All right, now switching gears a little bit, but back in 2014, ASU football teased the school, ranked number 6 in the country, and people were saying ASU is now a football school. And in the 80s and 90s, it was baseball that was stealing the entire spotlight. 2016, it's neither. Based on what we talked about earlier in the show, is ASU now a triathlon school?
That's an interesting proposition. I think ASU needs to ask themselves 3 questions in order to become a triathlon school. Number 1, is the sport easy to watch? Number 2, do I enjoy watching it? And number 3, do I feel safe swimming in Tempe Town Lake? Now, I, for one, do not. But if ASU says yes to those 3 questions, go ahead, why not? Be a triathlon school. To the soccer pitch we go. Tell me, after 3 great wins, they eventually dropped 1 to Denver.
Right.
Does a loss like this sort of make you pump the brakes on the season's expectations?
A little bit, but just because it was such a huge upset, but not totally. It's not a season-ending loss by any means. Like Drew said earlier on in the show, 20 shots for ASU, only 6 for Denver. They also had 2 goals that were called back because they had someone offside. To me, a really fluky loss. Now to another sport that's in season right now, ASU volleyball. 15 straight road games to start off the season. Who the heck are the schedule makers, and what were they thinking?
I really don't know, and it's definitely an interesting strategy. The only thing I can think of is if you go on a 15-game road streak and you do well, you at least find a little bit of success. What can't you overcome? It's a matter of building confidence. Let's finish this round of the way it is with a fun question. I got one for you. We're going to be talking about 2 ASU legends. Would you rather have the broadcast career of Al Michaels or the playing career of Phil Mickelson?
Well, I'm going to flip the switch on you and ask you if you saw Phil's chip yesterday at the BMW Championship.
I did.
I saw it too, but I don't remember it. Why? Because a few days earlier, Tiger Woods announced his comeback. October 13th, put it in your calendars. The greatest golfer of all time, and to me, Phil Mickelson has always lived in his shadow, and for that reason, I'm going Al Michaels.
All right. That's a very convoluted way to get to it, but I like it. Let's see who wins the way it is this round. Hey, what do you know?
This is a travesty.
New season, 1-1, baby. I love it. Let's go. Should I stay or should I go? It's a question we all must ask ourselves at some point. When I graduated from ASU 3 years ago with my undergraduate degree in hand, I answered the question, you know what, I think I'll stay. So here I am, earning my master's degree. But the problem with hanging around for too long is that you see all the changes that happen over time, whether good or bad. So now I got to get something off my chest. What's up with the double inferno? Yes, for all you youngsters out there watching, there was a time when our student section was a collective voice, congregated together in the southwest end zone of Sun Devil Stadium. We laughed together and we cried together. And believe it or not, we were capable of chanting ASU together. Now don't get me wrong, I get why the school decided to do it. Now we can loudly distract our opponents in either red zone. But believe me, it just ain't the same. So I stand before you with a request. Let's move to strike the double inferno from Sun Devil Stadium. With all the new renovations taking place, combining the 2 will be an easy fix. Take it from someone who has seen both sides of the spectrum. 1 large student section will always be stronger than 2 smaller ones. And that's the way it is.